In the past, corporate real estate groups had two criteria when they built out space for their businesses. One was to get that mix of private offices and workstations right to match the hierarchy of the organization. And number two was to get that square foot per seat in a target zone, usually between 250 and 300 square feet per seat. Today, the game is very different. In progressive organizations, AHR is asking corporate real estate to help raise the level of employee engagement, because employee engagement has proven to raise levels of productivity, which leads to higher profits. So how can workplace do that? Well, if you think about today, there's a lot of activity around mobility. People are enabled by the technology that they have at hand, the BlackBerry, the cell phone, the iPad. And they can work from anywhere, right? At the airport, at home, wherever they might be traveling. But in fact, when they come back into the office at work, that's where the mobility stops. They tend to sit right at that same desk for 8 hours a day that they did before. We suggest that mobility extends through those 4 office walls, that you're mobile throughout the day. One of the first things you want to consider is creating different work settings. Different work settings enable people to move around the office based on the tasks that they do. When you think about the analogy of your house, you do different things in your house for different reasons. You sleep in your bedroom, you entertain in your living room, the kitchen's the heart of the home. When we think about the office like we think about a house, we can translate those activities accordingly. A lot has been said about reducing the number of private offices and creating more open environments don't enable people to concentrate. Well, we suggest the future workplace actually has quiet zones for people to have heads down work. So you have those different options as well, considering the protocols in the work environment. We also suggest that there may be nap rooms in new work environments of the future. Studies show that a 10 to 15-minute nap can be very refreshing and can increase your cognitive abilities. You know, the air traffic controllers and the airline pilots, you know, they need it. Why don't we need it as professionals working in the office? And I think the last thing to consider is the movement around, the well-being piece. We see some of the fitness center elements actually moving into the office. What about a treadmill that's sitting right next door to your desk, where you can, when you're on that conference call, stand on that treadmill for 10 minutes? So that you don't have to take that hour away from the middle of the day to go and do your exercise. So we see the work environment as being very dynamic, very energetic, and really something much more than the staid, come sit at your desk for 8 hours a day.